want to continue with this topic, pride, prejudice, and new patient attraction. How did I get so screwed up? How did I actually get this mindset that patients don't want to be in my practice, that they're only wanting to come for a few visits and not have to pay and me have to fix and make everything go away? How did I get to that point? I can step back and go, well, it was someone else's fault. I learned that from a platform pontificator. But you know what? Where did they learn it? I guess it's a case of generation passing on generation of flawed teaching, flawed teaching, flawed teaching. So we get the chance to step back as critical thinkers and go, what do I consider? The other point to ponder is that we are sometimes prejudiced as chiropractors. I'm not saying racist. I'm not talking about gender. I'm not talking about culture. I'm talking about prejudice in the sense of how we look at a patient. Sometimes we separate the person from the patient. We see the clinical person and diagnosis and treatment and not see the person. We separate those two. You can't. Well, I guess you can. If you do separate those, and if you don't look at the patient the person inside the patient, you're going to have this mindset continue. You know, Lisa Milner becomes patient Milner Lisa, another migraine patient who has to change everything in their life in order to get well. Bob Johnson becomes patient Johnson Bob, who is a sciatic patient, another sciatic case, who is overweight, and he needs to work on that and do his exercises, but he probably won't. So we have to look at our prejudice, and then we have this, as you can hear that, we not only have the label of good patient, bad patient, but we have this ideal that we put people against this, and we lose the intrinsic way to look at the patient. The intrinsic way is that this is a human being. Nobody else existed like this person. But we end up, because of our diagnostic training and our clinical training, and we're looking at comparing them to ideal states, whether that's their cholesterol, whether that's their spine, whether that's their wellness ratio, whatever those things are. This comparison sometimes takes the person out of the equation. So that's where the prejudice comes in. You know, after a while, I got tired of feeling like this prejudice. I got tired of feeling this maybe boastful pride. I got tired of having the results that I was getting. So I took a peek, looked in the mirror and said, I really did. I went, I wonder what it would be like if I didn't get adjusted. I mean, I know I'd be tired. I know my performance would be affected. I know I wouldn't feel on. I know that I might not look as good. I want to get adjusted. I go to a seminar, I get around my colleagues, and I just flop on the table. Your staff wants to get adjusted. Start looking around at people who want what you have. You know what? I wanted to be adjusted even before I knew what being adjusted to life really was. I bet you did too. So this idea that we have to get rid of this confrontational approach, this us against them, this mindset that they're that much different. They are like us. And that they want to have the things that you want in your life. So instead of looking at reasons to convince yourself that people don't want to be in your office, catch them wanting to be there. Listen to them when they say, thanks, doc, I really feel a lot better. Thanks, doc, I really appreciate you being here. Or even, hey, doc, this doesn't seem to be working. They're not saying, I don't want to be there. And by the way, a missed appointment is just that. It's a missed appointment. It's a missed opportunity, but it doesn't mean they don't want to be there.